this is Tammy with Tammy Creations, and today I'm going to be making this design using square dead soft copper wire and some 4 and 5 millimeter copper beads, and we've got some weaving and swirls going on. So if you are interested in learning how to make this design, just keep watching. So to make this, you will need a stone, a teardrop. You could probably also do this with an oval. Mine is 1 1/8 inch across and 1 1/2 inches tall. And I am using 14 inches of square 20 gauge copper wire, dead soft, 4 lengths of that. And also you will need some 28 gauge, you could also use 26 gauge round wire for weaving the bail. And then also I'm going to be using some copper beads. These are 4 and 5 millimeters. And then you'll also need your round nose pliers, your tweezer nose or flat nose pliers, and also flush cutters. So to begin, we will take our 4 wires here, and let's see, you're also going to need some half round wire. Mine is 22 gauge half round wire, and I'm just going to cut about 6 inches of that, and that is so that we can do this connection here in the middle at the bottom. So I'm going to take all of my wires, and right in the center, right at about 7 inches for me, I'm going to place my half round so that the half round side is underneath these and against the wires. And I'm just going to start wrapping all of these together. And what you want to do is make sure that the half rounded side is facing out and the flat side is against the wires. And this helps to, having half round just makes it a more secure connection, and also not as bulky. So I'm gonna go around several times, probably 10 to 12 times. And if you have nylon jaw pliers, those are also helpful. I like to use those so that I can just flatten these out. You could use your chain nose pliers for this, but this is a little bit better for the wire. It doesn't make any marks. And then I'm just going to finish so that both ends are on the same side, so I can cut them. And these will be against the stone and not show. And I'm just gonna press those ends down. All right, so in this design, we have our stone with the rounded side down. And I wanna make sure that the side that I just cut is against the stone like this. And then we're going to start bending around the sides like this. And I'm just going to press this against the table to make it form against my stone a little bit better there. And then what I'm going to do is just turn it to the back, and I'm going to bend in the very back wires Let me just straighten this out a little. The very back wires, I'm going to bend these inward to give the stone a little place to sit so it doesn't fall out the back. Okay. And then I'm going to put my stone back in and continue shaping. So for this design, I want to have these wires coming a slight bit over the top of my stone, like this. The back wires, and then I have one wire going along the side and two coming kind of over the top, like this. All right. Now I'm going to take this first wire on the right, and I'm going to bring it around all of the wires. Like this. Making sure to keep all of these wires in order so that they don't cross over each other. And I'm going to bring this around the side. It's a little tricky, kind of have to hold it with this hand, hold it down, and then bring it around the back. And around this side, keeping these in line. And just tighten it a tiny bit. All right. So we're going to go around just once more and leave it over to this side. Okay. So from here, we're going to separate out the wires, and we want to have the two back wires. I'll use these two back wires. 3 back wires. So we're going to pull out a third one from the back and get one from this other side. Okay, so we're going to use these 3 for our bail, and then we can separate these out so we have 2 and 2 on each side. Okay, so now for the bail, we're going to get our 28 gauge wire, and I'm gonna get about 3 inches of that, or 3 feet, sorry, 3 feet of that, and I'm going to begin placing it between these bottom 2, and I'm gonna pull this around my little tail and push it all the way down to the bottom. And then we're going to go around this bottom wire 3 times just to make it a secure beginning. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this tail and trim it off. Okay, and then we're going to just do a pattern of 2s. Just get these so they're straight. Right, we're gonna do 2 around the bottom 2 wraps, so 1, 2, and then we're gonna go in between the bottom 2, and we're gonna do 2 wraps over the top 2. Okay, we're just gonna repeat this, 2 around the bottom, and in between the bottom 2, and 2 around the top. Okay, so we're going to repeat that pattern until we have enough to bend our bail back to the back side and have it be about, it's probably a little more than a ½ inch tall. So we're going to need to continue this until we can come to the very back where it meets at the top of the back of this stone. All right, so I'm going to continue that and then I will be back. All right, so I have done my weaving for a little more than 1 inch, and I'm just going to finish it off at the bottom with 3 more wraps around the bottom wire. And I'm going to keep this attached here, but I'm going to bend this over. I'm going to slightly bend it forward first, and then I'm going to bend it over to the back. So that these meet here in the back. And then I'm going to take this wire that we were using to wrap around the neck, and I'm going to bring it around the back, and just to close this off here and around the front one last time, and then I'm going to trim it and tuck it in inside the bail. So I'm just going to tuck in that end inside there. Okay. Okay. So now we've got 3 wires coming down the back, and I'm just going to bring this one over to that side and this one over to this side. And then this last one, I'm going to trim and just make a little curl with it. So using my round nose pliers, I'm going to grab it and just make a tiny little curl that will not show anywhere, but just to get that wire kind of out of the way, like that. All right. So now we've got these 2 lengths coming out this direction, and with our weaving wire we're going to weave around these. So I'm going to turn it kind of upside down like this, and I'm going to start weaving around this wire. Oops. I'm going to start with 3. Okay. And then I'm going to do, we're going to do 2 around both. And then let me just double check this. And let's do 4 around the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then press those together. Tighten it up. And then 2 around both. And then we're going to do 4 around the bottom. 2, 3, 4. 2 around both. 4 around the bottom. And this is our pattern. And we're going to repeat this so that when we bring this around and curve it inward, it's going to stop here. All right, so we need to go probably 2 inches out. So I'm going to work on that, and then I'll be back. All right, so I've gone part of the way and I'm run out of wire. So I thought I would show you what I do when this happens. So I've just done 2. I'm gonna do 1 of my 4. I'm just gonna leave this here. Then I'm gonna bring this one up, gonna put it underneath like this, and I'm gonna go around the bottom one 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I've got both of these coming out like this in the back, and we can trim these off in the back. These little tails, oops. Okay, and I'm just gonna press this down a bit here so that I can continue on with my 2 and then 4. All right, so I just did 1 with my wire that was getting short, and I added on the new wire and did 3, and then trimmed off those little tails. Okay, so I'm almost finished here, I think, with my, I just ran out at the very end. I'm just gonna do a few more of these to make sure I have enough to make the little swirl design. Okay, that's probably enough. So now what we do is I'm going to bring this around like this, and I want to keep it kind of flat because I want the side that has the 4s to be on the outside. So I'm going to bring it around like this, and then I'm going to curve it like that. So let's see. They're not going to be exactly the same, but that's fine. And these 2 I'm going to bring around. Let me just finish off with 4 here. And I'm going to trim this last one. These are going to come around to the back like this. And then I'm going to trim them and make these 2 little swirls. So I'm going to trim the back. And with the round nose, I'm going to bend the top one. Oops, if I can get, let me just separate these out a little bit. I'm going to bend this one this way. And this one this way. And just press those down there. Okay. And really the shape is up to you, but this is how I've done it. Then I'm going to bring this wire and I'm going to bring it up and around, and I'm going to follow the inside here. Looks like first what I'm going to do though is take hold of it and twist it. So make this one a little bit twisted. And it's going to come around and follow the shape as best you can around, and it is going to make a curl here in front. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it a tiny bit because it's a little bit long, and curl it inward like this. Okay. And then I'm going to, I'm going to get a piece of my half round wire again. And I'm just going to attach so I'm going to go underneath this top wire. Oops. Just lift it up a little bit so that I can get this underneath with the half rounded side outward or pointing up, and then I'm going to bring it through that loop and underneath there again, pull it through just to keep this loop attached and secure. And do that twice. Right? And then I'm just gonna trim this tail off right here. Tuck that in. Okay. And then I'm going to just want to kind of make these a little bit more secure too. So I'm just going to press those down and bring this half round up and over. And I'm going to bring it underneath this back wire as well, but up a little higher. So let me just get underneath this wire here. Pull it through. And that's going to hold these two against the side better. And I'll just come around this one more time. Trim that off in the back. All right. So there's that. All right. Now we're going to take this wire that is coming out the side from the bail. We're going to bring it up and around, and we're going to curve it and make it come around into a little curl on this other side. I'm just going to trim that off here. Like that. Okay. And let's go ahead with our half round wire and secure that down like we did on the other side. So I just went ahead and attached this loop to one of these side wires just to keep it from lifting up. So now we've got these two wires coming out on the right side, and we're going to bring one of them around, let's see, this direction, and this one's going to come around above it, and we're going to put our beads. I'm going to put the larger beads on the top wire. Okay, so let me get some of these. I think these are 4, maybe 5 millimeter beads. So let me get these bigger ones out. Okay, oops, that one's messed up. 2, 3, all right. I'm gonna put these on this top wire here. Okay. And I'm just going to bring this around and through this bail. Keeping these 3 in the front, like this. Okay. And then I'm going to get my little bit smaller beads and fit those on this bottom wire. Okay, so I have 6 these beads. I think they're 4 millimeter beads on this bottom wire. And I'm going to feed it through here, underneath here. Like so. And bring it around to the back. And I'm going to trim it and tuck it in to the bail. All right. Now we've got this top wire that was coming through the bail, and we're going to bring it around and curve it. And we're going to add one of our larger beads. Let me just use my nylon jaw pliers to kind of straighten this out a little bit so the bead will go on it better. Okay, so I have it coming around like this. And I just want to get one of my 5 millimeters on here. There we go. And kind of flatten this out if we can. And I'm going to bring this around a couple more times. I'm going to bring it around and trim it off here. I'm going to try and tuck it in just above this third bead here because that bead is wanting to push upward and I want to keep it from going there. Right? So then all we have left to do is oxidize and put a chain on it. Hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll see you next time.